The feeling of Hollow Knight, for me, is not just rooted in the otherworldly detailed map design where you can access places like the Resting Grounds and the City of Tears in like 4 or 5 different ways. It's not just the combat that builds upon itself in such a gradual way. You feel encouraged to get better, not obliged to, except for you 2-hit dealing son of a gun. And it's not just the secrets you can find an hour in or 20 hours in that make you stop and think, this Metroidvania about bugs is making me teary-eyed? Why is that? Now, there are videos out there by the studious Game Maker's Toolkit, the knowledgeable Moss Bag, and the terrifying Fireborn. Seriously, how does he fight that good? That cover the things I've said in more detail than I could ever hope to. Those 3 are the true dreamers of Hollow Knight YouTube, but there's more that I've linked below, and of course, spoiler warning for Hollow Knight. Instead of that, what I offer in this little video is more personal. The feeling of Hollow Knight for me was best felt at 3 different points in my second, not first, playthrough of this game, and I think by going over them, we might reach towards the reason behind Hollow Knight's lasting success. In other words, how Hollow Knight sings. So pop a squat, grab a coffee, let's listen to the music. Specifically this music, the City of Tears. To get here, the Hollow Knight has fell down the forgotten crossroads, cut through Green Path, bounced through the fungal wastes, and slipped by the Fog Canyon, finally reaching a door. A long corridor, and then slowly it fades in. And when I first got here on my first playthrough, I had the moment most of us have. Get through that gate, step through the corridors, peer to the windows, and wonder, where am I? The second time, though, I didn't rush any of that. I really took my time because I knew it was coming, letting the music slowly crescendo, and when I did reach that glass again, and the fountain below, the memories of this game flooded back, and I was excited at the prospect of treading through this city and the many areas branching off from it again. I don't usually feel that way when replaying a game. I feel more objective driven, but in Hollow Knight, it's a lot easier to just go with the flow. This can't possibly go wrong. The City of Tears is the second hub of the map, the late game areas all diverging off from here, and on a second playthrough, when you have a memory of those moments and walk, not run into them, the whole experience improves for having replayed it. Non-linear progression, i.e. multiple paths to locations, is great on its own. When you combine that with Christopher Larkin's otherworldly mastery of leitmotifs that make for both melancholic and beautifully bright moments that encourage you to explore the world slowly, and then you combine that with a really high skill ceiling when it comes to movement and combat, it makes this game especially replayable, and I haven't even gotten into Steel Soul mode yet, and with all that, you get what other game but Hollow Knight. And speaking of combat, the second moment was here, at the Coliseum of Fools, thinking back to all the combat and parkour challenges I have had so far and how victorious I have been in all of them. And gathering soul for the next fight is giving me the time to remember how my first playthrough of Hollow Knight ended. It ended here. I rolled credits, then re-rolled a save to go do this combat arena, but I never did make it past all 3 arena fights. Those damn flying enemies when the walls close in kept getting me. I got frustrated, put the game down for a while. When I did my second playthrough of the game though, with no preparation, when I replayed it and got to the combat arena, I did it on like my second try. It felt easy, almost, what felt impossible earlier. And that feeling pervades this game, making no boss fight, no matter how frustrating, feel doable with the right mindset. I haven't done God Home, so I am wrong, but also I am right, because Dream No More is the real ending. Fight me in the comments, lore nerds. Even the toughest fight I overcame, Nightmare King Grim, felt like the Mantis Lords. I know this is a dance. I know I can win if I just breathe, and I did. I am not an especially talented video gamer. I mean, I didn't even have 3 talismans equipped in Elden Ring when I could have.
You have 3 slots.
I thought I had 2 slots. That's crazy.
But Hollow Knight, with its emphasis on repeated boss fight design in a constructive way, makes me feel like I'm Spider-Man, and also the Void Incarnate, and that is awesome. And the third moment was here, and I kind of consider this a bigger spoiler if you haven't been sung to directly in this game, so be warned. Okay. Despite beating the game and watching a bunch of videos about Hollow Knight, I somehow missed knowing that Marissa, the voice you hear singing in the City of Tears, is an actual bug person you can find, and she'll sing to you, and you can sit there and take it in. And this moment, as I was researching every area before going to the final boss fight, this made the playthrough and made me make this video. I can't think of another game that rewards the player this well for taking your time to search it thoroughly. I distinguished the Marissa moment from the first time I heard the City of Tears theme because making the player really really want to explore the world is relatively easy. You throw a few intriguing leads or set pieces in early on and you got 'em. But by the end and past the end, when you go back to get to 100% completion and then realize there's more yet to go, if you still feel like there's magic to find around every corner, if the intrigue of this dead kingdom and these alive bugs and this layered map and all of it still has people talking and thinking about it after they've rolled credits 100%, let alone 8 years after release, well, we don't know everything. But yeah, maybe no wonder Silksong, a bigger and possibly better version of this game, is taking a while. That is what happens when you try to follow up a masterpiece. Maybe it's my opinionated favorability to the art style, which is great. Maybe other Metroidvanias that I'm ignorant to accomplish something similar, and if so, do let me know. But from where I'm sitting, listening to this song, I just want to replay Hollow Knight to see if there's more to listen to. At the least, I need to go find all the Mr. Mushroom locations. I thought this guy was just a meme. I didn't realize he was actually in the game, but that's the secret I was referring to, although admittedly, it's an open one. Hollow Knight sings because the more you explore the world, the less tired you are of it, and the more excited you are to uncover its deepest secrets. And it's that depth in design that has kept it in the conversation for 8 ungodly years now. It's why we're so enthused and insanely driven for Silksong. And by the way, Team Cherry, hope all is well. Take your time. I'll be excited whenever we do hear more as I apply my clown makeup and look at the Switch 2 with hope in my dead eyes. But Hollow Knight by itself alone is a game worth retreading through, because every time I've done so, I haven't just found something new. The game sings to me a song about a place. Hollow Nest, a seemingly simple game with a deep nest of mysteries to uncover. It contains multitudes. Did I just make a Walt Whitman reference in this video game essay about bugs? What is wrong with me?